What if the one thing that every government on the earth agrees on isn't war, money, or borders, but hiding the lies beyond the edge? Because while nations wage wars and fight for power, there's one agreement they'll never break: the Atlantic Treaty, signed by over 50 nations in 1959, locking off all access to the furthest reaches of the South. The same unspoken laws blocks the furthest north. Why? Because ancient maps, old explorers, and God's words hint at something forbidden, something scared. A land in the midst of the earth, the dwelling of the great king. Ancient maps like Mercator map shows a massive mountain at the center of the world, Mount Muro or Rupert's Negro, the Black Rock. Even Admiral Byrd himself on live television claimed there was land beyond the South Pole, larger than the United States, untouched by man. And in the scripture, this isn't fantasy. Psalms 48 calls it Mount Zion, on the side of the north, the city of the great king. Isaiah 14:13 says Lucifer himself wanted to ascend into heaven above the stars of God and sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Why the north? Because that's where the throne is. And they knew they couldn't hide it forever. So they did what mysterious Babylon always does. They counterfeited it. They created Santa Claus, the old man in a white robe living in the north, watching home, judging good and evil, rewarding the faithful, arriving on a chariot from the sky. Sound familiar? Even the numbers of elves. The first search result says 100 million. And in Daniel 7:10 it says thousands mysteries upon him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. And those famous words, ho ho ho, well, Zechariah 2:6 says, ho ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. Santa didn't invent ho ho, God said it first. 1959, while the world recovers from war, 50 nations signed one of the most powerful treaties in history, the Atlantic Treaty, forbidding any civilians from traveling past 60 degrees south. Why? Because Revelation 20 says Satan will be bound, and when he's released for a little season, he's deceived the nation. And to hide what's beyond, they had to rewrite your maps, change your cosmology, and distract you with space fantasy while quietly locking off the gates. Isaiah 2:2-3 says, in the last days, the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains, and all nations shall flow upon it. The real Mount Zion isn't some dusty hill in modern-day Israel. It's a colonized place established by the Most High, where New Jerusalem will descend. The compass always points north, not by chance. Psalms 48 calls it beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth. And the northern lights, the brilliant colors Isaiah describing radiating from his throne room in Ezekiel 1 and Revelations 4. Emerald, rainbows, sapphire floors, lightning and fire. The evidence is still there, but you were never meant to see it. So why tell you this? Because the little season is almost over. Mysterious Babylon deceptions can't hold much longer, and the king is coming. If you feel it, you're not crazy. They can lock up borders, rewrite maps, mock you with red study fakes, but prophecy stands. And one day, every eye will see the mountain of the Lord rise again. Subscribe now. This is only the beginning. More prophetic evidence, more hidden history, more ancient maps they buried. The vault is opening.